Good morning, everybody. It's the 24th of August. We're Signal Centre Talking Ball. I'm Joe Neighbour, joined by Steve O'Hare. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, good mate. Not too bad. Your microphone sounds a lot better.
Oh, good news. Maybe it's Ian that's
Could be he could be the
he.
problem.
Yeah, he could be. I don't know.
Morning, Ian.
Yeah,
He's
sabotaging
not
it
gonna.
in the
Yeah,
background.
yeah, maybe he does.
Wants to
Mm,
try and silence me, maybe.
yeah, maybe because you're sort of doing so well on the talking ball gun to head challenge.
Maybe he's had enough, and he's
Yeah,
pressing all the buttons. Anyway, did you have a good weekend, mate?
yeah, not bad. I watched the match last night, the Champions League final.
Yep.
The first half was one of the best first halves I've ever seen.
It was good, wasn't it?
It
Considering it
was
was a
incredible.
0-0.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And yeah, I think overall Bayern Munich thoroughly deserved it, and it was good to see.
Yeah, well, as you know, I'm in quarantine for 14 days. Day 6 today.
Oh, yes, you
So
know what? That's gone quite quick then, Joe. Really?
yeah, I mean, I didn't have much else to do this weekend other than watch sport. So I was flicking between the Test match
Mm.
and obviously the football last night. I watched the entire match on a treadmill yesterday because I had to do a long run. So I did 2 hours 15 on a treadmill.
Wow.
Yeah, it was horrible, absolutely
Oh,
horrible, but got
brilliant.
it done.
Good
And then
man.
I'll
Good man.
be doing that again next week when we've got the Charity Shield on Saturday.
Oh, is that Arsenal Liverpool? Is it?
It is, yeah. I don't expect
Oh,
they'll put out any decent teams between them, but
nah.
it's something to watch, I suppose.
Yeah, yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Anyway, should we talk about some markets?
Yes. Yeah. Let's. Obviously, the
Looks
dollar.
as though we're off to a pretty positive start from equities this morning, in particular. I don't
Yeah.
know if you've seen.
Yeah.
I
I
will
think there's
just.
been some sort of positive impetus from the vaccine over the weekend, starting to
So
get things moving on it.
Trump was speaking last night on that, was he?
Yeah.
About blood plasma.
Yeah.
Um, let's have a look what I've got here on my notes. And obviously it's filtered through into Asian markets overnight, and that's pushed through into the European session so far today. So President Trump said coronavirus treatment that involves blood plasma donated by people who've recovered from the disease will be expanded to many more sick Americans after the FDA approved the use of the therapy. So
Mm.
that's been seen as a positive. On the flip side of that, France had a big old spike. It was the largest one-day jump since the previous peak in mid-April, with almost 4,900 new cases reported yesterday.
Right.
And I saw there was 150 arrests in the centre of Paris last night, where all the PSG fans were kicking off and rioting.
Oh, nice.
So maybe more cases of that banding around if people are out in the streets together. So keeping an eye on that, of course.
Well, lucky they didn't win then, because it would have been even more
Would
people
have
out in the
been
streets, wouldn't
absolutely, yeah.
it?
So I've got a chart. Well, let's have a look at France, shall we? The stocks obviously aren't put off by what they've seen this morning. We're already up 1.6% on the CAC. We are looking to sell a bit higher up at this sort of 78.6 level, or just in front of that, at just above 5,000, 5,030. If we just zoom out and take a look at what's going on in the sort of longer term charts, it's pretty range bound. To be
Mm.
totally honest with you, we've got these wedges, and we're seeing those across most indices that are not obviously US indices because they're just in a league of their own. But what you can see here, and is really what we've seen throughout the whole summer, just sideways price action, and really difficult to trade, I think,
Mm.
because there's clearly no long-term bias in this sort of period here. Looking at the DAX, it's a similar situation, a little bit more trending going on there to the upside. What's going on here? Get off.
Oh, look at that! Look at that fancy thing you've got there.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, DAX is looking pretty strong today, actually. But I am looking to sell it very soon.
Yeah, it looks like it's heading there, doesn't it?
12,998 is my limit to sell, and we are not very far away. So if you're following our premium ideas, we're getting pretty close on the DAX. So
Yeah.
keep an eye on that. You covered the FTSE. Is it a similar situation there as well?
Yeah, FTSE I feel is always a little bit different, but we've seen this downward trending resistance line. We were looking to sell around these levels on Friday. Obviously, over the weekend we've had this positive news. It's broken through that, and I've got some resistance levels coming in. 50% fib is at 61.20. Ideally, we were looking to buy a dip this morning. Still potential for that. The idea was a dip down to retest the downward trending resistance and bounce back off it, because this looks like a nice little bottom pattern. Yeah, looking at the Dow Jones, obviously that's broken above the corrective bearish channel we had, and the Nasdaq is just continuing to push to all-time highs, trading at all-time highs as we speak. This channel, there may be a little bit of resistance here, but I wouldn't stand too far away. The one thing that is a bit of a surprise, S&P's 3,400 is the seemingly unbreakable level. Now I've said that, it should break this afternoon, hopefully. Well, I mean, it's almost like pent up. It's like when you shake a champagne bottle. It's tried so desperately hard to get through this 3,400 level, hasn't been able to do it, but seems like good momentum in the indices this morning, so we could get a push through when the states open, or the US opens later. Whoops.
Morning, dogs.
Calm down, buddy. Morning, postman. So yeah, apart from that, dollar index, I keep talking about this 93.13 level. It's back there. So
on the other side of it now, though.
Yeah. I mean, that was from I think they're going to the head, but yeah, it's pushed through, got up to 93.47, and it's come back lower, and we'll see. Obviously, this 93.13 level has been pretty pivotal. Silver, obviously with dollar strength, silver should weaken, but I'm still very bullish of both gold and silver, so it's very difficult. I'd look to sell it at higher levels. You get the nice little resistance line coming in here.
Is that silver? Yeah, I mean, I've got the same
silver.
chart on gold pretty much.
Yeah,
just add
it's
it
almost like
stream,
it's like a little triangle, isn't it?
Yeah, that's my Audi chart on gold. I mean, I am bullish overall, because clearly the long-term chart supports that. But from an intraday perspective, and obviously we're looking for the best trade that we can find today, I see that being on the short side with gold around about 1982, which is where I'm looking to sell that today. So yeah, I'm with you on that. I think both silver and gold look bullish, but we're trading in these triangles as you got up on the screen there.
Yeah.
Silver.
I mean, it was formed a nice bullish hammer on stalled around the $26 level. Obviously, you got support back here as well from August, and then there's the swing low all the way back at the start of August at 23.37, when we had that big sell-off lower, but it bounced back really nicely. So, yeah, on the longer term charts, there's no slowing it. It doesn't look to be slowing anyway.
No.
Yeah.
On the FX front, is there anything going on there?
I mean, Euro sterling we've triggered this morning. Again, it's a little bit similar. We had this upward trending support line. We broke down below it aggressively, come back, and we've sort of caught the short here, looking for a continuation. That's selling euro, buying sterling. Sterling itself, it's sort of a little bit in a bit of a range. I'm looking to sell a break of this level this morning, and again looking to sell a rally in euro dollar. Apart from that, it's sort of, yeah, not really much euro yen really. That was the only other one. This is in a bearish channel, but we just seem to have this little bit of a reaction higher, but I'd look to sell at the top of that downward trending resistance.
Cool. Okay, so gun to the head. Should we have a look at that?
Yeah, let's have a look. I don't think I did well again.
You were on cable, I believe. Let's add this to the stream. So we had our three trades. I had a long in dollar CAD, which is pretty volatile. It started off really nicely. I was up a 1.5 hour, I think, at one point, but actually closed in the red, down by 0.07R on the close. Ian managed a 1.19R win on dollar Swiss. So
Nice.
overall, we made a small bit of ground, despite having two losers and one winner. So that's all that matters. So have you got anything today that you're looking at?
No, I'm struggling a little bit today. What about you?
Well, I'm going to go with
You're going to stick with your conviction.
with DAX, just because we've been triggered on it, and I like to follow these ones that have been triggered, because I just want to support the intraday analysis that we're doing. So going to sell that now at 12,984. We did get in at 998 on our intraday analysis, which so far is pretty much the high of the day. But obviously a few ticks off of that. So 12,984, targeting 12,745 with a stop at 13,068. So I'm just going to keep it, in line with what we've done this morning. So it's about 3.5 hour on that one. If it plays out from here, I'll put the details up on the blog that we'll post out shortly once we've finished the video today. So that's my trade of the day, selling DAX.
Okay, mate.
What you got?
I'm going to go with Euro Sterling, as we've triggered that as well. So cool. I'll get in a bit better level here. 90.18.5. I'll keep the 3-to-1 risk rewards. Stops at 90.38.5 and the target of 89.58.5. So yeah, keeping those.
Good. Best of luck. Any other news? I've seen that there's some storms on the way in the US Gulf Coast, so that may have an impact on oil in the coming days. Oil is up 1% already this morning, so potentially factoring that in. This is the chart, 1 hour chart, pretty range bound, to be totally honest with you, over the last few sessions. But that could get a little bit of a boost on the back of these storms, depending on how bad they are. More than half of the offshore oil production is already shut, and residents from Texas and Florida are warily watching the skies, according to the news that we have. Anything on the live squawk? There was something out from the Chinese Foreign Ministry.
Yeah, every morning they seem to be posting this around about between 8:20 and 8:45. The US-China should cooperate instead of decouple.
So softening their stance a little bit.
Maybe, but it still sort of has a little dig at the US, saying the US behaving like anything but a major superpower. So they don't sort of hold their punches back. What else is there? China accuses some US politicians of economic bullying. Yeah, which we sort of know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Week ahead wise, we've got a few bits out. I think we've got US GDP.
Yeah.
We've also got the Jackson Hole Symposium, which is a fairly big deal. That is a virtual meeting which begins on Thursday. And I think that will maybe give markets a little bit of a clue about how the Fed plans to add maybe more stimulus going forward. Certainly there'll be a lot of chat about COVID-19 and the effects that it's had on the economy.
Yeah.
So following last week's FOMC meeting and positive PMI numbers, it's expected that there'll be plenty of attention on the Jackson Hole summit, and we'll have to wait and see what happens as a result of that. So it could be fairly quiet last week of summer as well, I suppose. We've got a bank holiday in the UK next Monday.
Okay,
so hopefully
nice.
After that we'll get some movement back in markets and some direction for the final push into the end of the year.
Yeah, nice. I think we'll start to see, obviously, September coming up, and maybe the big participants coming back into the market to sort of see what they can do for the last few months of the year.
Yeah, quite possibly. Oh, and obviously we got the US elections then after that, so that's going to be front and centre of everything. I would have thought once people come back from their summer holidays.
Yeah. What summer holidays?
What?
What summer holidays?
Summer what?
Yeah, but yeah, interesting. Let's see if these little levels play out for us today in the gun to head.
Yeah. So just to reiterate, short of DAX at 12,984, and your euro
short of
sterling.
euros 90.18.5.
Lovely.
So, on side at the moment, I'm considering taking a profit now.
Yeah.
Just to stop this rot.
Close it at 9 a.m. rather than 9 p.m.
Yeah. Excellent. All right, matey.
Lovely. Have a great day, everyone, and we'll catch you all soon.
Cheers.
See ya.